In 2017, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, or PUBG, literally took the world by storm. By the end of the year, PUBG had set 7 Guinness World Records. These records include passing 2 million concurrent players on Steam, most actively played game on Steam, and the first non-Valve video game to be the most played game on Steam. All of this happened while the game was still an early access game, meaning it wasn't even entirely finished. In February 2018, it was confirmed that PUBG had sold over 30 million copies on PC alone. Even during the middle of the day, there are consistently over 1 million players online in PUBG. So how did PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, a seemingly unstoppable juggernaut, get dethroned by a game that unabashedly copied its formula? Today, we're going to talk about how Fortnite Battle Royale didn't just save the world, it took it over. Let's start with the main reason that Fortnite is winning. It's free to play. PUBG costs $30 and Fortnite Battle Royale released on multiple platforms with no cost of entry. This means that while PUBG was stranded on PC and eventually released on Xbox One, Fortnite was taking advantage of PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Therefore, since its release, Fortnite has had access to over 70 million more potential players than PUBG. Also, PUBG's Xbox port has been nothing short of terrible. With a frame rate that drops to single digits, the game is sometimes nearly unplayable. However, Fortnite has been optimized for each system and runs perfectly on all of them. Although both games are free to play on mobile, Fortnite is still beating out PUBG there too. With a larger audience, no barrier to entry, and a seemingly more enticing graphical style to younger audiences, Fortnite has everything going for it. While PUBG used YouTube and Twitch streaming, as well as a passionate audience obsessed over the Battle Royale formula which filled a void they didn't even know they had, Fortnite simply backpacked off of PUBG and made it a free-to-play, much more polished experience. This was the first nail in PUBG's coffin. With all the extra momentum, Fortnite also became the game with the most concurrent players, with over 3.4 million players at one point. It also has over 45 million players total, and has become the most popular game on YouTube, dethroning Minecraft for the first time. So how was Fortnite able to surpass so many obstacles while PUBG, even with meteoric success, couldn't quite make it? This comes down to the most polarizing aspects of Fortnite, the gameplay and graphics. I'm gonna be honest here, I enjoy both PUBG and Fortnite's graphics and mechanics. The games at the core follow the same formula but execute the concept very differently. PUBG is gritty, militaristic, and realistic. Fortnite is zany, cute, and as close to family friendly as a game like this can come. One looks like a military training simulation, and the other looks like a cartoon you'd watch on Saturday mornings. In PUBG you drive cars or ride motorcycles, and in Fortnite you build forts and bridges through the sky. What I'm trying to say is, while these games share the same Battle Royale concept, they're entirely different outside the few basic mechanics like 100 players, an encroaching circle, and being on a single map per round. Fortnite also benefits from a significantly smaller learning curve and a less complex inventory and item system. While fans of PUBG love its large numbers of items and weapons, relatively deep inventory system, and a large variety of loot and tactical opportunity, it can be complicated and intimidating to many players. When someone jumps into a game that is gritty and realistic and sees a seemingly complicated inventory system with tons of different items, it may turn them off. Fortnite, on the other hand, has only 5 inventory slots, a lot fewer weapons and items, while still of course having plenty enough to keep the variety up, and a smaller, more easily traversable map. All of this serves to make the game more accessible and palatable. When a gaming company is trying to capture the broadest audience, this is a necessity. On top of that, because of the layer of crafting and how that can influence gameplay, crafting also adds more to learn in the long run and is thus a reason to experiment and gain practice outside of just winning the game. It also happens to be more enjoyable to play for many because of the quickness of action and overall zany design. I mean, there's an egg launcher, people. Come on. PUBG is focused on being serious and tense, and Fortnite wants you to think the game is fun. Each has its own audiences and perks, but each alienates a certain type of player. The thing is, Fortnite may actually be PUBG for kids, but because of its crafting mechanic, it also has a deeper layer of complexity for adults. The pacing in Fortnite is much quicker and, in my opinion, better overall. Thus, getting better at the game, learning the locations, and tactically crafting and building areas can be more rewarding when compared to PUBG. So, if Fortnite has a significantly larger appeal to a younger audience and a unique appeal to those who like to craft and build, it suddenly takes PUBG's core demographic and expands it to a massively wider audience. Add the non-existence of a price tag and a much more optimized experience, and suddenly you have a game perfectly positioned to conquer anything that stands in its way. And don't get me wrong, PUBG has a lot of unique appeals as well. Many players claim it is superior because of its realism and simulation feel. They love its larger map, the slower, more methodical pacing, and driving around. They love the exploration and the payoff after the much longer matches. All those praises are justified. PUBG is a great game. The problem is that Fortnite takes all PUBG does right and molds it to appeal to the largest audience. Whether it's younger kids in their home, streamers and let's players, families, friends, or clans, the fact is that more people are playing and watching Fortnite than PUBG. This is one of the greatest dividing factors of Fortnite and PUBG. While players of each game avidly defend their respective styles, Fortnite undoubtedly appeals to a larger demographic than PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Young kids and teens, who unproportionately make up viewership of gaming on YouTube and Twitch, are more interested in bright, colorful games with a graphical style and speed that appeal to them. Fortnite's graphics look like a cartoon. The map is noticeably smaller than PUBG's, which gets you to the action faster, and the building mechanics add some variety and intense standoff. Fortnite's graphics look like a cartoon, the map is noticeably smaller than PUBG's, which gets you to the action faster, and the building mechanics add some variety and intense standoffs. Compared to PUBG's slow, methodical, looting, driving, and hiding, Fortnite is simply more enjoyable to watch for younger people. Games like Fortnite are the darlings of streaming services like Twitch and YouTube. Tens of thousands, and many times even hundreds of thousands, are online at any given time. What is staggering about these numbers is that they are consistent. There are more people watching gamers stream Fortnite than there are watching many of the world's most popular television shows. That's just insane. The meteoric rise of PUBG and Fortnite was, in large part, due to so many streamers jumping on the bandwagon as each game became something desirable to watch. Rather than gamers looking to reviews and game sites to decide what to play, many are just looking to their favorite streamers to get an idea of what they should be playing. When someone like Ninja, one of the largest streamers on Twitch, and major YouTubers with millions of subscribers are all playing Fortnite, their fan bases start wanting to play as well. Then, you have one of the biggest media moments in gaming history. Drake, Travis Scott, and Juju Smith-Schuster, all massive players in the entertainment world, played on the same team with Ninja in Fortnite on what was then the most viewed stream in history, with over 600,000 viewers watching at the same time. The stream was only beat by another Fortnite stream on YouTube, which pitted 100 different YouTubers against one another and reached over 1 million concurrent viewers. Twitch and Fortnite were both trending on Twitter, and for the first time, a game reached an audience that didn't know anything about gaming. All people saw was their favorite rapper talking about playing a game called Fortnite. Thus, in seconds, Fortnite became much cooler because it was endorsed by someone that is highly admired by many. This only served as a huge surge in popularity for Fortnite and another death blow to PUBG. With all that said, both PUBG and Fortnite are still striving in both streaming and players online. This battle has only served to light the fires of popularity under both games, which can only be good for the industry. The blessing both PUBG and Fortnite are graced with is incredibly passionate audiences who are dedicated to each game. On any video, I assume even this one, you'll see people fighting over which game they think is best and why. It's almost a problem to like both games because of how intense each audience is. Rather than a console war, we have a Battle Royale war. The nice thing for each developer though, is that they only benefit from all of the press. When you hear the name Fortnite, you'll probably hear PUBG within the same paragraph. This means that even when Fortnite comes and triples the size of PUBG, both games can continue to thrive and grow. These games will probably be in the video game zeitgeist for quite a long time. Well, at least until a massive AAA, well-known title brings a bigger, better Battle Royale. But hey, that's a story for one of my next videos. Wink, wink, hint, hint. Fortnite may have taken over the world, but there's room for both games and more in the video game landscape. For now, at least. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about Fortnite versus PUBG. Which one do you prefer? Do you agree with my points, and is there anything I missed out on? I'd love to continue the conversation down below. And don't forget to smash that subscribe button for new videos like this all the time, and recommend anything you'd like me to talk about down in the comments below as well. I have a God of War review coming up and much more, so I hope you guys will be around for those videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's continue creating the greatest community in the world. I'll see all you guys in the next video.